you're going to run into these challenges. One, you're too new. And that's a realistic challenge. You're too new. You just started your business. You're too new. Nobody knows you. So when you're dealing with that challenge of being too new, expect that it's not going to happen overnight. A lot of times what happens is we try to start a business or we try to start something and we think that because it's like a microwave generation that automatically everybody's supposed to flock and love you. But nobody's going to sit down on a chair that's not been tested. So part of you building your brand is realizing that in the newness that you have to build credibility. So it takes, the people that are knowing you are not ready to test on you yet. You may sell your mama your product. You may sell your first book to your uncle. You may sell your first book to your pastor. But then you got to build marketing to go beyond that small group. Okay? Another challenge is this is not your first rodeo. And what I mean by that is you've tried numerous business products before. This is not your first one. So when you were selling Cutco knives or you were selling paparazzi or you were selling all these different things and everybody had sold you, and the way that you marketed yourself was this is it. This is the big thing. You didn't say that this is another stream of income. You didn't say that this was another party. The way that you branded it was this is it. And then what happened is you quit it. So your circle is looking at you and saying, well, this is just another business adventure that they just stopped and go. They don't have it. Why am I going to get emotionally attached to you just for you to let me down again? So this is not your first rodeo. So when you understand this principle when it comes to the rodeo is every time you start you go into a reset, meaning that you're going to start a new business or start a new brand or start a new venture. When it comes to your influence, you go back to square zero. You go back to square zero. That means you don't go back to where you left off. It means you got to start building again and building that circle again and rebuilding your reputation again. It doesn't start over, and it doesn't start over where you left it. Excuse me. The next step is, the next challenge that you face is that your current circle is too familiar. This comes like the people that are close to you. And I remember when I was first speaking, I would say, I'm going to be a motivational speaker. And the people in my circle was like, you've been saying that for years. But I'm really going to do something about it. So now your circle, you have to prove to your circle that you're not just selling wolf tickets. Right? So if you can mute your phone, you mute your speaker, Thomas. So you're building a brand. So you're building that circle, that backyard. Okay? You're too new. This ain't your first rodeo, and your circle is too familiar. I realized that as a speaker, I needed to step outside of my comfort zone. I had to step out of my backyard, and how I began to grow my reputation to now that it's national and I'll be doing my first international speaking engagement this year. Now I'm international, okay? It took me 5 years to get there, but what I had to do was I had to get beyond the pool that I was in, beyond the circle that I was in, and start to build.